sit down and lean there, Robert. Off you go, Robert.
You're on. You're on?
You want to start, sir?
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, Robert, get over here.
Follow me as well.
Oh, you can start cut. You can edit that bit. 1, 2.
You're on.
Okay, welcome everybody to the 1997 Seconds Grand Final between Roopena and Weeroona. And with me today will be my my co-commentator, Mr. Robert Brereton, a 200 gamer for the Roopena Football Club. Well, Robert, how do you see this game going? I guess when you look at the performance of Weeroona Bay last time they played, they out-bodied, out-physiqued the Roopena boys. I guess that intimidatory game style of Weeroona Bay, will that be a threat, do you think, to Roopena today?
I thought, you mentioned the word there, I thought they were out-psyched. I thought Weeroona Bay showed them the body, and the boys, the Roopena boys stepped aside and let them through. But the grand final is a 50-50 ball game, and both these teams have got win-loss records against each other. So there's really no clear favourite today. I think if you were going to be a betting man, you'd probably slightly favour Weeroona Bay. But at this point in time, I'd say it's a very even game.
Okay, we'll come back with the start of the 1997 Grand Final. And here we are, ready for the start of the Seconds Grand Final here in WHYALLA between traditional rivals Weeroona Bay and Roopena. And there really is a lot of experience out there for the Weeroona Bay side. Guys like Taylor, I think Paul Davis is out there. As you look around the ground, they've got some great old players out there. And Peter Mills, the Weeroona Bay coach, is shooting for his 4th consecutive grand final, or premiership rather. As the ball is bounced, it goes to Roopeena's Carmody, gets it to Wingfield. Wingfield in the direction of Milne. Milne gets a hurried kick towards Richard Coyne, who's in space about centre-half forward. He's set upon by a Weeroona Bay defender, but it goes to Fitzgibbons, and Fitzgibbons has put the first goal through the middle. That's a dream start, Robbie Brer, for the Roopena Football Club.
That's an excellent start. Straight from the middle, some really good sideways movement out to Richard Coyne. He had a bit of trouble picking it up. Eventually across to Vinny Fitz and straight through the high diddle-diddle. 1-0 in the first minute of the play.
Let's just talk about the experience of Weeroona Bay. It's early days, but guys like Seawick, he's out there. Paul Davis, you're talking of Andrew Wise, has played A-grade football. I think Jeff McLean is out there at full forward. So it really is an imposing lineup for the Bays, and but a fantastic start for the Roopena Football Club. Derek Seawick's out there. Stephen Armstrong, as the ball's bounced once again. Ray Marshall, the big ruckman, but it goes out towards Ettridge for Roopena, throws it on the left foot. And there's the evergreen Paul Davis. What a fantastic footballer he's been over many years for the Weeroona Bay Football Club. He gets the ball out towards Feltrin. Feltrin kicks towards centre wing, right in front of the grandstand. Adam Balnaves, yes, a good decision, right in the middle of his back. An up-and-coming star at the Weeroona Bay Football Club is Adam Balnaves. He has the ball in the true centre wing position. Kicks down towards a half-forward flank. Taylor can't take it, but it looks like Buck Rogers, another old-timer for the Bays. He gets a hurried kick towards Seawick, but Roy Argent, he'll be quite happy to see the ball go out of bounds at about the true half-forward flank position for Weeroona Bay. Over to you, Robert.
Okay, ball's coming in. Ruckman gathered ready. Vinny Fitz works his way to the front. No one clearly got the knock. Farmed out across to young Michael Ettridge. When he eventually picks the ball up, left footer coming down the wing, looking for young Bjorn Free. Failed to take the mark there. Young Weeroona Bay Bergen picked it up. Now on to Dale Wilson. Dale Wilson will go back and take a kick. Vinny Fitz standing the mark. Ball into the full true centre-half forward position there. The umpire's paid a free kick over the shoulder to Roopena. It's a bit difficult. I thought it may have been the Weeroona Bay player there, but Richard Coyne has come out with the ball. And Derek Seawick, the old-timer, standing the mark. Down into the centre of the ground. Again, ball running free. Mal Russell there leading in the race of the ball. Couldn't pick it up. Lost his feet. Weeroona Bay boys, good shepherd there. And some good teamwork. Mal Russell's picked himself up. Back in the play again. And good feed sideways to young Carmody. The Weeroona Bay player slipped there. Now it's running free to Damon Head. Now Damon Head had all the time in the world. Could have run almost to the goal square and kicked that. Unfortunately for him, it's skewed off the side to the left and through for a minor, which takes Roopena now to 1-1 with Weeroona Bay yet to open their score.
Roopena have started very well, Robert. I like the look of Richard Coyne already at centre-half forward. The ball goes to Troy Taylor. Troy Taylor incurred the wrath of the tribunal early in the year. He goes across towards Bergen. Bergen as the ball well smothered by Roopena forward, and that was good work by Shannon Nielsen. And it's a nice day here at Bennett Oval today. Let's hope the weather does stay like this for the big clash today. Fitzgibbons versus Ray Marshall. The ball knocks out towards the boundary, and there'll be another boundary throw in at about the half-forward flank position for the Roopena team. And it's great to see Clint Dempsey out there today for the Weeroona Bay side. What a fantastic footballer he has been over many years also for the Weeroona Bay Football Club. As the ball's thrown in, goes towards Ettridge. He's held without the football, and he will take a free kick. Michael Ettridge will be very pleased, Robert, that you called him young Michael. You've got to start treating these blokes. You think everyone's young out there, Rob. You forget that you're getting old. Ettridge throws it onto the left foot, goes in towards Scheid. The big bloke can't mark it. It goes towards Coyne. Off hands to a good handball to Milne. Milne chips the ball, but it's ill-directed and goes straight to Dempsey. He's a nice kick straight towards the Weeroona Bay player in... and who is that player? But he's tackled anyway by Wingfield. Wingfield loses possession. The ball's knocked forward. A good handball towards Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons eludes some Weeroona Bay defenders, throws it onto the left foot, but the only person he does find is Paul Davis. Paul Davis gets the ball moving quickly out towards his teammate. Kicks towards centre wing, towards Derek Seaweck, and Seaweck takes a well-judged mark. Got the old legs moving then. And he has the ball. He plays on, shoots the ball towards Balnaves. Balnaves will not make it, but he picks it up cleverly first time. Gets it onto his right foot towards McLean, and a great defensive work by Mackenzie, and he throws it back towards Fitzgibbons in the centre of the ground. He can't control the football, and Weeroona Bay crumb it, but a terrible kick towards Jeremy Matthews, and Weeroona Bay end up with the football. It's knocked towards Matthews again, but the umpire has picked out a free kick, and it will go Roopeena's way, and it looks like Carmody will take the kick. Oh, sorry, it's Keegan Ailiff will take the kick. Roopena leading 1-1, the base yet to register a score. Goes towards the centre-half forward position, towards Damien Head. He can't mark the ball, but he does it cleverly and gets it towards Scheid. For Roopena, the big bloke sends a good handball towards Bjorn Free, and Roopena have their second goal, courtesy of Mark Scheid, who handballed brilliantly over to the running Free, and that now makes the score 2-1 to Weeroona Bay's no score at this stage, Robert, and I must admit, Roopena have opened up pretty well.
Yeah, I think the first team to settle down, Roopena, and the skill level of the game is good. The wind's not really favouring either end, although that northern end seems to have been the predominant scoring end in the previous two games, and it could be the trend again today. But really, the wind's not a factor. It's of no strength, and both teams will be able to kick to either end without too much trouble. We're just waiting for the ball to be relayed back to the centre, and the rucks will go at it again. Big Ray Marshall versus Vinnie Fitzgibbons. Ball's up. Neither ruckman got a touch on that, although Vinnie Fitz got the second grab. It's gone down in a big pack, and the umpire's called it for another bounce. The umpire's electing to throw the ball up today rather than bounce the ball. We've had a bit of rain overnight, so the ground's fairly soft. Fed out by Milne to Jeremy Matthews. He's been decked after disposal, and the umpire has played a relay free kick down the ground, and it looks like Richard Coyne will be the recipient of that. And he'll look further down the ground into the centre-half forward area. Up goes the ball now into the key centre-half forward. Big pack, man in front, it's played on, off hands. Out to the Weeroona Bay player there who's fed it back, using the backdoor option. Now it's kicked up to the centre wing area. Roopena, Mal Russell emerges with the ball. He's a left footer, and he seems to have picked out almost the Weeroona Bay player with a pass. Bjorn Free picks up and finds Damon Head probably around about 30 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle. And really, from Damon's experience, should really have no trouble in bottling this one. He's played a bit of A-grade footy, and he's a young lad, up-and-comer, and this really shouldn't pose too much problem. Distance certainly won't worry him. Just wait on the accuracy, wait on the goal umpire and see what he says. Goal umpire has gone away to the left-hand side for a minor. So unfortunately for Damon, missed an easy opportunity there for a major. Scores 2-2 to Roopena. Weeroona Bay yet to open their account. Kick out to the far side there, and Paul Good has managed to take a chest mark. Passes on, and Jeremy Matthews has dropped into the hole, just outside 50, still too far out to score. Big kick, comes into the circle. No one can take a clear grab. Richard Coyne feeds the ball out. It's been socked off the ground by Paul Milne, and that's an excellent bit of improvisation, because the Roopena lads there really had a golden opportunity and then lost it with a fumble, hit the deck, and they were able to recover probably what they should have got in the first instance. So Roopena move on now at the 9-minute mark of the first quarter. 3-2 to Weeroona Bay, yet to open their score.
Well, the Roos have opened exceptionally well against Weeroona Bay. They've sort of shocked the Bays a little bit. They're getting plenty of feed around the packs. Their forward line at this stage, especially the half-forward line of Coyne, Free, and the forwards of Scheid and Head, are really posing a bit of a problem for the back line of Weeroona Bay at this stage. Morgan versus Fitzgibbons. Marshall. Marshall gets it towards Mal. Mal Russell can't get it. Keegan Ailiff's in there. He gets the ball moving onto his left foot. It now goes out into the space where Shannon Nielsen has the flow of the ball. He can't control it. He's set upon by two Weeroona Bay footballers, and the ball goes out of bounds as Andrew Wise comes onto the ground for the Weeroona Bay Football Club. And Marshall comes off, changing the rucks off the bench, the Bays. And Andrew Wise will add a bit of aggression around the packs, I suggest, for Weeroona Bay. The ball's not clear by Ailiff, but it gives the Weeroona Bay player in Feltrin the run of the ball. He plays it pretty well. Some good shepherding by Paul Davis. The ball's handballed back towards Balnays. He can't get control. Paul Davis strong with the body. The ball's still in play. Bjorn Free gets a hurried kick towards Coyne. Richard Coyne cannot control the mark. He's tackled by Taylor. Eludes two players, but gets a hurried handball away towards Wise. Wise towards Wilson. Wilson's bundled off the ball. In goes, looks like Petrahilis. He gets a hurried handball under pressure, but it only goes towards Roopena player. He can't get control. Matthews is in there. Well, he's fighting for dear life in there, and it was good football by Jeremy Matthews to hold that ball in. And the umpires today are umpires Steve Marshall and Willie Pig Sleep. He's got control of the game as the ball gets thrown up out towards Taylor. Taylor onto the boot, goes towards Roy Argent. He knocks the ball towards, and there's something now, it's called play on. Roopena player gets it across towards in the direction of Big Paul Milne, and he's having a good influence on this game thus far. He gets control, gets a hurried kick towards, looks like Damien Head. Richard Coyne comes in, picks it up one, grabs, wheels onto his left boot, spears the ball in towards Carmody, and that's good football from Richard Coyne. He's causing some problems for the Bay defenders, and Carmody goes towards Head. He can't get control of the ball, and the defender Paul Davis, he is quite content to see the ball go out of bounds in about the forward or the back pocket position for the Weeroona Bay side.
Lee Balnaves there, and wearing the number 9 Guernsey that Paul Davis normally wears. Weeroona Bay emerging now. Bjorn Free puts a tackle on, and umpire Sleep has deemed that to be holding the ball. Deemed the Weeroona Bay player had plenty of opportunity to mark it. His pass into the 50-metre circle or half circle was touched off the boot. Scheid, he thought he had a mark there, but unfortunately was called play on. And the Weeroona Bay player now emerging with the ball. Short pass goes into Kevin Moore. Kevin Moore, he's fed it now across to Feltrin. Feltrin's got plenty of room now to move. In fact, that's not Feltrin. Lee Bergen. He's kicked the ball down. Big pack. No one clearly marked. Roy Argent has plenty of time to dispose of the ball. The disposal was a little ordinary. Has picked out Leon Bergen again. Leon Bergen's found Klinger Dempsey, the old timer there. The beautiful disposal. Unfortunately for him, it's picked out young Sean McGuinness. Sean McGuinness has had an excellent season with Roopena this year. Picked up many Best on Ground awards at the club. Mal Russell has found Bjorn Free all by himself, inside 50. Shot on goal, shepherded through. Thank you very much. Roopena move on at the 13-minute mark to 4 goals to Weeroona Bay yet to score. And of the two teams, a little surprising here, but Roopena have settled much the better. The teamwork is excellent, really, for what most people say is seconds footy. They often think that the standard's not good, but this is an excellent standard game today. And Roopena at this stage, I would say, have a clear ascendancy, particularly around the packs, the runners, and across half-back. Their defence is doing tremendous things. And, of course, they're finishing off the opportunities up forward, which is good to see. So, ball up again in the centre. Up goes Vinny Fitz against Andy Wise. Keegan Ailiff at centre half-back. Failed to take the ball. Gets another chance to recover. Threads his way through. Kicks a rather strange-looking drop punt, more like an upside-down screw punt. The Weeroona Bay player there in Feltrin has taken a very good mark, forwarded on to young Balnaves. He's got a nice kind bounce. Ducks around, goes on to Taylor, down to Andy Wise. Good football, Weeroona Bay, inside the 50-metre mark, probably around about the 40-metre mark. It'll be interesting to see what the breeze does with this. Andy Wise played a bit of his footy at Roopena in the early days, back in the early 80s. An excellent footballer. And interesting to see whether the distance is a problem. Either the accuracy is not too bad. There's a goal in the goal square. Well done, Weeroona Bay. There was a bit of a pack formed and no clear mark. It's dropped down to the ground. The Weeroona Bay lads have got their foot to the ball and socketed it through. So Weeroona Bay now have opened their account at the 15-minute mark of the first quarter. They move on to 1 goal. Roopena 4 goal 2.
And I think that was Jeff McLean who finally got that goal for the Bays. The ball's back in the centre of the ground where umpire Sleep will put it back in motion once again. And Robert, that is Paul Davis, is number 9. Wise takes it. Should have grabbed that one, Wise. Goes towards Ettridge. He feeds the handball to Wingfield. He's run into, and the correct decision there. No time at all to get rid of the football. And there'll be another bounce up in nearly the centre of the ground. Wise versus Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons wins the knock, but it goes towards, looks like Balnaves. He goes out towards a Weeroona Bay player in Feltrin. He gets the ball cleverly and handballs to Taylor. Taylor has the run of the ball. Ailiff meets him strongly. Wingfield tries to clean it up. Can't get possession of the ball. There's an ugly pack, but it's fed out towards Seaweck. Clint Dempsey swoops on the ball, spears the ball, but a great smother by Carmody from Roopena, and that was good defensive football from Carmody. And one would suggest that very unlucky to miss out on a berth in the A grade today is Carmody. It's in the Bays forward line. Seaweck, Fitzgibbons. Ball's knocked down towards Dempsey. He's taken out by Wingfield. A good handball from Ettridge to Carmody. Gets a hurried left foot kick. And boy, this man, number 6, Feltram's having a field day out here on his wing. But and looked like a head-high tackle there by Mark McKenzie. And McKenzie will take a kick. But he's got to go back and kick over his mark. One of those umpiring technicalities that the players must adhere to. And the score is Roopena 4-2. Plays Weeroona Bay score of 1 solitary goal, and that is at the 17-minute mark of the first quarter. Milne punches the ball towards Argent. Argent gets a hurried kick out towards Mal Russell. Mal Russell gets onto the left foot, but the pressure's applied. The ball goes towards Damien Head. He knocks the ball out and pursues it. And clever work from Damien Head, but sadly he couldn't finish it off. And he kicks the ball out of bounds on the full, just to the left of the point post. Weeroona Bay to bring the ball back in, the 17-minute mark of the first quarter. Roos leading 4-2 to 1 goal. The ball goes out towards Adams. Adam, it's called play on, but I thought Adams had enough of that to be paid and maybe a free kick. But I am a long way off up here, sitting in the grandstand, and ball comes back into play. Richard Coyne takes it, spills clear, goes towards Adam Balnaves. Towards Dempsey, he gets the ball. He's under pressure, but feeds a good handball to a running teammate in Wilson. Wilson towards the wing. nearly a good mark by Armstrong. And clever play by Troy Taylor. He gets the ball towards the old-timer in Seawick, but Mackenzie's having a real good game back there, Robbie Brown. He clears the ball, and there's a stupid free kick given by Buck Rogers, and it might have hurt the Roopena lad also, but terribly undisciplined then, and it's just a straight-out FAD. Over to you, Robert.
Recipient of the FAD, Vinny Fitzgibbon. He's had a good start to the game already. He's got a number of possessions. Richard Coyne in the front spot, and he'd be 40 metres out here, directly in front. And we'll kick on the northern goal. Richard Coyne is generally a very good kick of the footy. Has played most of his footy up forward. Up it goes. It looks pretty good off the boot. There's no doubt in that. Outstanding goal. Well done, Richard Coyne. Good mark, good kick, and that's what the forwards have to do. And at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter, Roopena move on to 5-2. Weeroona Bay 1 solitary goal. And it's hard to say at this stage whether that northern goal does have an advantage from a breeze. The windsock is sort of favouring really just the outer side of the ground. It's not, I don't believe, favouring either side really, although I suggest that if there's any advantage, Roopena's probably got it in this quarter. Okay, ball back into the centre. Just waiting on the umpire to throw it up again, get the game underway. Up the two ruckmen go, Wise and Fitzgibbons. Wise clearly won the knock there. Paul Good, good hip and shoulder on Paul Good by Klinger Dempsey. Klinger's still in there, eventually emerges with the ball. Passed out in front of his Bownose there and picked up by Ettridge. Ettridge is fed onto Carmody. Carmody now down here looking for Jeremy Matthews. He's done very well here, knocked it over and recovered onto the left boot. He's done very well. Bjorn Free now leads to the ball as the siren sounds to end what was an excellent quarter of football by both teams. At this stage, Roopena with 5 goals, 2 on the board to Weeroona Bay's 1 goal. Clear advantage, and I guess exactly what Coach Harry Marks would be looking for at this time of the day.
Thanks, Rob. Well, I think Harry and the Roopena hierarchy in charge of the seconds will be very pleased with that quarter. They seem to have the edge around the packs. Their distribution into the forward lines was very good. They set up Richard Coyne at centre-half forward. Damien Head's having a real good start to the game down there. And, of course, Scheid is big Mark Scheid is proving a handful also. So the forward setup for Roopena at this stage tends to be working a lot better than for Weeroona Bay. Okay, we'll come back with the continuation of the second quarter.
Clear tap won by Fitzgibbons, although it's been repelled by Weeroona Bay at this stage, although Mal Russell, working tirelessly in the middle of the pack, has lost possession. Over to Andy Wise. Andy Wise kicked it forward, down to Bownose. He's outnumbered 2-1. Roy Argent coming around on a big arc. Eventually, a little bit of untidy footy there, although Roopena still working hard through Richard Carmody. Still working. Roy Argent socked the ball out into the open. Another big hip and shoulder by Clinton Dempsey. A bit of physical work going on now, which is indicates that Weeroona Bay have probably been revved up at quarter time, and they've come out with far more commitment into this second quarter. Kicked into Weeroona Bay's forward line, and a accidental free kick, I think. Accidental trip by Mark McKenzie, and the Weeroona Bay player. I'm having trouble working out his number until he turns around. Number 24 for Weeroona Bay, Dale Wilson. He will kick on goal from around about 25 metres, 45-degree angle, and definitely will have no trouble with the distance. And from that range, you wouldn't expect to have too much trouble with the accuracy either. Left foot kick goes across the face of goal. It's contested by Roopena and Weeroona Bay players. There's a little bit of push and shove, a bit of a how do you do, but clear mark to Jeff McLean. Clear mark to Jeff McLean. He's closer to goal. The angle's pretty much the same, but he's a specialist full forward. He's played a lot of A-grade football, and this should pose really no problem for Jeff McLean. Straight through the middle. And Weeroona Bay have got their second goal within the opening 2 minutes of the game. And this game is not over by any stretch, if you ever thought it was. And I think the scoring end now clearly at the northern end. Both teams have got the majority of their goals there. So at the 2-minute mark, Roopena 5-goal 2, Weeroona Bay 2 straight goals.
Thanks, Robin. Good work there from firstly Wilson, and then a great mark from Jeff McLean, who is a quality full forward. Jeff. Umpire Marshall puts the ball in the air once again. Fitzgibbons gets the ball towards Richard Coyne. He can't control it. In goes Milne. Milne's having a go in there, but the ball's scrummaged forward, and I think the umpire might. Well, no, it's knocked out towards Carmody. Towards Good. Towards Dempsey. He's tackled. Gets a hurried kick towards Wilson. Wilson gets the ball across towards a running Weeroona Bay player, but it's knocked out towards Roy Argent. Roy cannot control the ball, and it's well intercepted by a Weeroona Bay player. Sean McGuinness is under a lot of pressure, but he gets the ball out towards Carmody. He's set upon by Dempsey. That looked awfully like a throw to me, and Paul Good is quite content to see the ball go out of bounds right in front of the Weeroona Bay bench. Game starting to toughen up. Wise wins it towards Dempsey. Carmody having a good game thus far, gets it towards the Richard Coyne direction. He gets possession, gets a handball cleverly towards Milne. Milne spears the ball in towards Head. He can't get control. He's got to get in front down there, and the Weeroona Bay defender brings it out towards Andrew Wise. Wise handballs back to a running Weeroona Bay defender. He kicks the ball towards the centre wing towards Seawick. Seawick gets a favourable bounce, turns onto his right foot, and spears the ball in towards McLean, and McLean set upon by Mackenzie is called play on. Roy Argent tries to get possession. Ettridge is in there. He's under a lot of pressure by Feltrin. In the end, Adam Balnave swoops on the ball. Clever football, this young man, and he gets a kick towards Taylor, but it's intercepted by Mackenzie. Argent gets a handball towards Mal Russell. Russell chips the left footer out into space towards Vinnie Fitzgibbons, and Vinnie Fitzgibbons will take a bounce. He kicks the ball in towards centre-half forward position. That looks like Shannon Nilsson. He throws it on the left foot towards, looks like Paul Milne, and Paul Milne is playing a pretty good game today. He's taking it right up to the Weeroona Bay big men. And that's 25 metres, which is rather poor discipline from the Weeroona Bay defenders there. And so Paul Milne will now probably get within scoring distance, probably 30 metres out, directly in front. It will be very interesting to see if Paul Milne can put this through. He's not a prodigious kick, Bob, but boy, it certainly would be a handy goal for Roopena, because the Bays have come out full of fight in this second quarter. They seem to be hitting the body a bit harder. They're getting first to the ball, the Bays. So this is a crucial shot for the Roopena side, and it looks very good off the boot, and I reckon he's drilled that, the big fella. A wonderful goal from Paul Milne, Robert Brereton.
Yeah, Robert Head, he's the older Robert. Yeah, great bit of work there. Actually, rather a poor defensive error there, running across the mark, and probably had he not run across there, Roopena wouldn't have got that one. But at the 5-minute mark, that's the reply Roopena needed, and they've now back to the quarter-time margin, leading 6-2 to Weeroona Bay, 2 straight goals. Umpire sleep, bounce, down it goes, not the greatest of bounces, but won by Weeroona Bay down to the forward line. Seawick's picked it up, chipped a little left footer out to young Armstrong. Stephen Armstrong has centred the ball right nicely, right in front of the goals at the northern end. And Jason Verhalf, and these names have plenty of A-grade experience, these lads. And young Jason Verhalf will kick on the northern goal. Distance certainly won't be a problem. And I wouldn't expect accuracy either. He's an experienced campaigner. Wait on the goal umpire. Up go the 2 fingers. Great goal for Weeroona Bay. Some really good work by young Armstrong there. Centred the ball and found Jason Verhalf within kicking distance. And Weeroona Bay march on at the 6-minute mark to 3 straight goals. Perfect kicking at this stage. Trailing Roopena 6-2.
You're calling everyone young today, Robert. Steve Armstrong's not that young, believe me. Steve Marshall has the ball. 6-2, Roopena, 3 goals, 3 straight goals for the Bays. Carmody's in there at the centre bounce working hard. No one can get possession. Carmody gets clever football from Carmody out to Ettridge. Ettridge gets it on his left foot, but it's not a well-directed kick. Taylor gets the ball, kicks it back in the Ettridge direction. It's knocked out by Feltrin, who's having a pretty fair game out on his wing also. Ettridge has a run of the ball, gets control of it, wheels onto his left foot, but a good smother by a Weeroona Bay footballer. But it goes towards Argent. Argent flicks it out towards Russell. Russell gets it onto his left foot towards the Carmody-Davis direction. It's not clear. And the ball goes out of bound at about the true centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. And if we talk about experience, Jason Verhoef is playing. Troy Taylor is playing. They are quality footballers for the Weeroona Bay league side. So this is a pretty strong seconds team the Bays have out here today. The ball's knocked out towards Dempsey. Clint Dempsey gets the hurried kick and it will go out of bounds right in front of the Miles Pierce sign over on the outer side of the ground. Weeroona Bay shooting for their 4th premiership in a row, and Roopena are taking it right up to the Bays today. It was the physical side of the game. If Roopena can match that, they could sneak this game. The ball's knocked down towards an ugly pack. In they go in hard. A Weeroona Bay player has a run of the ball. He's set upon by Argent, and the ball is stolen by, looks like Aleph. Aleph goes towards the centre of the ground where Milne and Morgan do battle. Nigel Morgan, another good quality footballer for the Bays. He gets it, sinks the slipper into the ball towards Seawick. He gets a good handball towards Armstrong. Armstrong on his left foot, and I tell you what, that is right through the middle. The Bays are coming back into this game. That is 6-2, plays 4 goals for the Bays, and this game is alive, Robbie. And I tell you what, the Bays are looking better now.
Yes, they are. I think young Armstrong now is proving to be a little bit of a handful up forward, certainly with his pace. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a switch being made there to, although at this stage he's actually running off the ball. So, but I see young McGuinness now covering the run-on players. Waiting for the bounce at the centre. Ruckman will go at it again. 2-2 in it now. Up it goes. Fitzgibbons and Wise. Fitzgibbons clearly won the ball. Roopena breaking down at half forward at this stage, giving away the free kick. And young Nigel Morgan, who's also played quite a bit of A-grade football in his career, kicks it down to a beautiful lead by Seawick, hitting him lace out on the chest, wheels around on the left foot, comes back into Davis in the centre of the ground, just inside the centimetre, inside the centre square, kicks down, and Sean McGuinness dropped what he should have taken, although he's butted up again, back in over the ball, and umpire Sleep says enough of that, I'll take control, and comes in to start the game again. Up it goes. Andy Wise, clear winner of the tap, playing a bit of aerial ping pong here, looked a bit more like volleyball there for a while. Out comes Paul Davis. Clinton Dempsey swings around on his right foot and clearly finds an unchecked Derek Seawick within easy scoring distance. And Derek Seawick played a lot of his footy career in defence, but in his latter years obviously finding himself up forward and should again have no trouble putting this one on the board. Straight through the middle. No, it's not. It's skewed slightly to the right and bounced off the big wide upright. And Weeroona Bay have now scored their first minor for the game. Roopena 6-2, leading Weeroona Bay 4-1. Waiting on Mark McKenzie to bring the ball back into play. Comes to the grandstand side, looking for his captain in Roy Argent. Klinger Dempsey got first hand on the ball. Sean McGuinness has pinged him, and a great tackle. And umpire Sleep had no hesitation and holding the ball against Jeff McLean. McGuinness kicks down in the direction of Richard Coyne, who takes an easy mark, reels around on his left foot, kicks it down to the centre wing position. Michael Ettridge in there. The Weeroona Bay boys got their hands on the ball far more than the Roopena lads at this stage. The bounce is alerted every way. Mel Russell will be the first to recover here. And farmed it out to Keegan Aleph. Keegan Aleph now running down the outer wing. Jeremy Matthews, ball's out in front. If he can just control it, pick it up, move the ball on, going close to the boundary line. Buell Free's done very well here. Unfortunately for him, he's gone a little bit too wide, and the boundary umpire said, thank you very much, I'll throw it in. Okay, ball's coming in. Up goes Fitzgibbons and Andy Wise. They've had a really good battle. One was the tap was won by Richard Coyne there, although the Weeroona Bay boys through Troy Taylor fed it on to young Dale Wilson of Weeroona Bay, who was hotly set upon by Michael Ettridge and has given the ball away. Vinny Fitzgibbons, recipient, into his captain Roy Argent. Roy Argent unfortunately has come from behind over the top of Clinton Dempsey and has been pinged for too high. Klinger Dempsey, what's he going to do with this? Straight in the middle, going wide. No, he's going out to the outer wing. He's got a lead on from Balnaves out there, and it lands right on his chest. Clinton Dempsey's one of the great disposers of the game of football. Unfortunately, they didn't get the result they should have there. They had a clear advantage and then gave it away. So the umpire will throw it in again.
Thanks, Rob. Roopena Bay 4-1, Roopena 6-2 at the 13-minute mark of the quarter as the Bays go into attack again, but the ball is on the outer side of the ground. Mackenzie can't get control, or Russell cannot get control. It's still in. The ball is somehow gets forward, but McGuinness cleans up for Roopena. Gets it onto his right boot, goes in towards Carmody, but it went over his head. Dempsey, some skill from Dempsey, gets his handball out to Feltrin. Feltrin gets it onto his boot, but it should be cleaned up by Sean McGuinness, who'll take a comfortable mark, and he has the ball in the true half-back flank position. Centres the ball towards Wingfield, and Wingfield takes a very clever mark, gets the ball straight across towards Milne. The big bloke gets control of the football. Clever play, gets towards Hannon. Hannon chips it over towards Head. Head spent it. He spent it before he got it. And, boy, that was a tragic mistake then. And the Weeroona Bay defenders come in and clean the ball up. And Milne has the run of the ball, but the ball will probably beat him. And the ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Weeroona Bay bench. 6-2 plays 4-1. No ruckman there. Knocked on by Petrohilis, but Carmody's there. And Carmody will get a free kick for holding the man without the ball. Probably Ropena's best player at this stage would be Carmody. He goes towards centre half forward towards Coyne. He's outnumbered 3-1 and just takes an absolute spectacular mark, does Richard Coyne. That was a superb aerial mark, one of the great attributes of Richard Coyne, a great part of his game in his aerial skill, and a lovely kick towards the goal, towards Scheid over the top, but the ball goes off hands and for 1 point. So that takes Roopena on to 6-3, Weeroona Bay 4-1 at the 14-minute mark of this very tight grand final, seconds grand final. The Weeroona Bay full-back to bring it in. Umpires have got to wait for the flags to be waved. Have to wait for the men with the silly hats on to wave their flags so we can start the game. Adam Collins goes out towards, there's a nice kick out towards the half-back flank position. It's knocked down. Weeroona Bay defenders have the run of the football through Davis. He chips a clever mark towards Armstrong. And Armstrong will take the kick for the Weeroona Bay side. He plays on quickly, gets onto that left foot towards the McGuinness direction, but a nice mark is taken by Lee Balnaves. He gets the ball towards McLean. McLean's all that straight in the back. Terrible defensive work by the Roopena defence there. And Jeff McLean, well, he can kick the ball outside 50. This will test him, but he's a very good kick for goal, Jeff McLean. But he decides to go in short, and it's a nice kick towards Balnaves. Balnaves can't control it. The kick wasn't that nice. And in the end, it's cleaned up by Mackenzie. Mackenzie towards Ettridge, and the bald-headed one has the ball on the true wing position. He goes towards Matthews, Jeremy Matthews, the Port Pirie boy. He plays on quickly. He's having a fair game also. He takes on the Weeroona Bay people. Very unlucky not to get done for, or very lucky not to get done for holding the ball. And he gets the handball towards Free. Free goes in towards the full forward position where the Weeroona Bay defender, the fullback there, cleans up superbly towards Armstrong. Armstrong also spent that too early. He goes out towards, it looks like, Feltrin, but and the ball beats him out of bounds right in front of the Australian Central Credit Union sign. And at the 16-minute mark of the seconds grand final, it is Roopena 6-3 to Weeroona Bay 4-1, and we'll now go over to Robbie Brereton.
Thanks, Jock. Waiting on the umpire. Weeroona Bay repelled a promising attack there from Roopena. Up goes Fitzgibbons, down to Mal Russell. Mal Russell left foot into the forward pocket to young Bjorn Free. Could have been held, but umpires called play on to Richard Coyne. Coyne now centres the ball. Up goes young Mark Scheide. Soccer's off the ground, and unfortunately for him, a little astray. Gone to the left-hand side to register one minor for Roopena. Takes him on to 6-4. Leading Weeroona Bay 4-1 at the 17-minute mark. Collins kicks to himself and then gains about 15 metres. Kicks out long and finds his player there in Andy Wise. Andy Wise handball on to young Dale Wilson. Dale Wilson in a little bit of trouble at this stage. Appeared to have his feet taken out from underneath him. And some of the Weeroona Bay boys, particularly Andy Wise, not too happy with that. But it's a free kick, and young Wilson will go back and take his left foot kick. It's a bit of an up and down sort of kick. But unfortunately for Weeroona Bay, Clinton Dempsey couldn't hang on to that one. Otherwise, would have captured a good mark. And eventually the ball is run out of bounds for yet another throw-in on that outer side in front of the Sagasco sign. Okay, Rux Wise and Fitzgibbons at it again. Fitzgibbons gets front spot, uses the body well, takes the ball, couldn't get a clear disposal. Eventually, Andy Wise kicks it forward. Mark McKenzie leads in the Mark McKenzie leads in the race to the ball. Kicks it down the corridor, down the middle. Weeroona Bay lad over the top of it. Roopena boys through Bjorn Free, through Mal Russell rather. Eventually comes forward. Damon Head now. If he can just go straight through, well done. Bjorn Free picks it up. Big up and down kick. Mark Scheide would be expected to take a free kick here. Crumbs has come forward, and Weeroona Bay through Taylor. It's cleared the ball out. Eventually, the umpires paid advantage, and out to Feltrin and Michael Ettrich. Michael Ettrich leads in the race, wheels around, did very well, kept the ball in, and kicks it forward to Richard Coyne. Richard Coyne handballs off to Bjorn Free. Bjorn Free now into the centre area where Damon Head contests the mark. Jeremy Matthews picks up the crumbs, and the ball's gone wide to Mark Scheide, who's a left footer, and just kicks the ball back into the corridor once again. Richard Carmody has got the run of the ball, but the Roopena boys have mucked around with it a bit too much there, and the Weeroona Bay lads have defended well, and the ball to sound the siren for the end of the second term which is a very good game of footy, and the standard is right up there. It's probably one of the best seconds games I've seen this season, and both teams commended on their efforts thus far. So at half time, Roopena 6-4, leading Weeroona Bay 4-1. Over to Jock.
Well, Bay's got themselves right back in the game that quarter, Bob. But I think what epitomises this game was the clash of Jeff McLean and Andrew, or Peter Wingfield, or Gunji as he's known at Roopena. What a clash that was just then. No quarter given, and a very, very fair clash indeed. But the Bays have got back in this game. They're old-timers, the likes of Dempsey, Armstrong, Davis, Seawick. They've kept the Bays in this game at this stage. And I like the look of Weeroona Bay at this stage, but you've got to take your hat off to the Roos. They did muck around with the ball in their forward lines then, Rob. They had the ball a lot in the scoring 50, failed to capitalise, and I just wonder whether that might cost them maybe at the end of the game. But the Roos are still in there with a chance. They are still 2-3 up, and that's a very good half of football from the Roopena Football Club. We'll come back with the third quarter.
Okay, up ball goes. Start of the second half. Vinny Fitz clearly won the tap again. And young Wingfield in the centre square for the start of the second half. And it stacks on the mill, and the ball will go up again only 10 metres away from where they first bounced. Up the ball goes. Ruckman at it. Vinny Fitz, clear winner of the tap again, although Roopena's not taking advantage of Fitzgibbon's tap work. Richard Carmody got the ball out in the open, now having trouble picking it up. But eventually does so. Gets past his two Weeroona Bay players and delivers a nice pass into the 50-metre circle. Paul Milne done everything right except for the disposal in the end. It's fallen short off hands into the point post for a throw-in. It's a bit unfortunate there. Roos had a golden opportunity to increase their half-time lead, but ball comes in. Knocked again by the Weeroona Bay ruckman in Andy Wise to the boundary line, and we'll have another throw-in about 10 metres around from where it was thrown in before. In it comes. Not contested by Roopena at that stage. Weeroona Bay were able to take advantage of the throw-in and have knocked it out. Playing fairly defensive footy, just playing the outer side. In it comes again. Andy Wise again. Clear tap, knocks it down to Adam Bownose, and it stacks on the mill. How the ball goes. Ruckman at it again. Bit of push and shoving. Damon Head over the top. Socket away by Collins of Weeroona Bay. Kick down to the wing where Keegan Ailiff has been caught holding the ball. Tried to get past the tackle, was unable to do so. And Clinton Dempsey has come up with a free kick. He was one of their better players in the first half. Picked up many possessions. Always has beautiful disposal. This time he's dummied the kick, run off the mark and kicked it into the centre arm forward position, but unfortunately Keegan Ailiff has taken up the front position and will relieve the pressure for Roopena. Here's his kick. Gone a good 40 to 50 metres, and the umpire has paid a mark over the top to Collins, who has kicked it down, and Leon Bergen for Weeroona Bay, and he's kicked it forward and found Derek Seawick inside 50, around about 45 metres from goal, and we'll be looking for a pass. So out goes the pass now to McLean, who misses the mark. Keegan Ailiff mops up to Mark McKenzie, who's just a small chip to Michael Ettridge, where the ball is eventually forced out of bounds at around about the true half-forward position for Weeroona Bay. So there's no change to the half-time score. Roopena still leading 6-4 to Weeroona Bay, 4-1. In it comes. Vinny Fitzgibbons takes back position. Adam Bownave has got the ball, and umpire Sleep has called for a bounce. Young Bownave must have been very lucky there not to have perhaps been caught holding the ball. Up it goes. Tap. Clearly won because it wasn't even contested by the Roopena ruckman to young captain Roy Argent, who's fed it out to Paul Good. Paul Good over to Vinny Fitz. Vinny Fitz, a big rainmaker, to Sean McGuinness, who's done the big roundhouse right. Over to Richard Coyne, who's been caught high and will take a free kick at the between centre and centre half forward inside the centre square. Here comes the kick. A bit of a wobbly looking kick to Mark Scheide. Mark Scheide's got the ball and nonchalantly puts it onto the left boot, over the shoulder and straight through the middle. Thank you very much. And the half-time score has just now increased by 1 to Roopena. 7-4. Weeroona Bay 4-1, 4-minute mark. And a bit of good bit of work there by Richard Coyne and Damon Head. Okay, umpire Sleep will get the game underway again. And the two ruckmen haven't had a change. Fitzgibbons and Wise. Wise clearly won the tap there. But Keegan Ailiff eventually comes out with the ball. And they're mucking around with it. The Roopena boys mucking around with the ball there, but are fortunate enough to have come out with a free kick for a high tackle. And Gunji Wingfield from just backward of centre Kicks now into Paul Milne. Floating kick. Weeroona Bay clear possession there. Kicked it forward, and Leon Bergen, who's played a very good game today, down to his full forward in Jeff McLean. Jeff McLean bundled out of the road, picked up by Mark McKenzie. Down to Mal Russell, who's had a boomer day today. Kicked it forward to the wing. Ruckman Andy Wise. Clean grab, picks it up, sends it back in the direction towards Mal Russell and Stephen Armstrong, who fed the ball out, gave the ball away to Jeremy Matthews of Roopena. And he chips short and finds Vinnie Fitzgibbons, centre wing. Kicks the ball forward. Down to Richard Coyne. It's cleared Richard Coyne to Bjorn Free, who was set upon. And somewhere under there is the ball, and Bjorn. Umpire Marshall, up it goes. Rucks at it again. Tap again, won by Wise. Picked up by Weeroona Bay player there in Feltrin, who's also played a very good game thus far, and forces the ball over in front of the Roopena coach's box on the grandstand centre wing. In it comes. To Ruckman again. This time Fitzgibbons makes front position and wins the free kick. No, he doesn't. According to the umpire, has given the free kick away for a push in the back. So Andy Wise now kicks down to the centre wing, and Mal Russell worked his way to the front of the pack. With the Weeroona Bay players there in Dale Wilson and Paul Davis. Paul Davis knocks it forward. Picked up by Bergen again. Good tackle by Gunji Wingfield. Later second tackle. Sean McGuinness eventually ends up with the ball. And umpire Sleep's done very well there. He's let the play flow. But eventually there was nothing coming of it. And he's had to throw it up. Up it goes. No ruckman from Roopena. Clearly won by Andy Wise, who promptly belts it over the boundary line at the true half-forward right position for Weeroona Bay.
Thanks, Rob. Well, that just epitomises the tenacity of Wingfield. That was great play from Wingfield. He applied 2 tackles and he bottled the ball right up on that flank for Weeroona Bay. As the ball is put back into play once again, goes towards the Weeroona Bay player in Lee Bownaves, and the mark is taken in the square by Jason Verhalf, and he's one man Roopena defenders will have to keep a very close tab on, because he could really blow this game apart. He's done it in A grade many times, so seconds you'd think he would have the same threat, but he's taken the ball directly in front, 5 metres out. You should make no mistake with this Jason Verhalf. And there it goes. The score now at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. It's Roopena 7-4 and Weeroona Bay 5-1 in what is a very entertaining reserves grand final here at Bennett Oval. I think, Rob, if Roopena can get more into their forward lines, Mark Scheid is looking threatening up there. I think that's the secret, is to get the ball in quick, one-on-one, and I'd back Mark Scheid.
Yeah, he'll have the superior body strength. He's going to be lacking in a bit of leg speed, but if he can get himself into the front posse and stand his ground, I'd back Mark Scheid to take most of the marks.
Umpire Marshall has the ball in the centre of the ground once again. Elects to throw it up. Fitzgibbon versus Wise. Wise gets the thump towards number 38. Goes out towards Wise again. He feeds the handball towards Davis. Davis kicks towards centre half forward direction, and Hannon takes the mark, and some good shepherd applied there by Mal Russell allows him to kick, but a shocking kick goes straight towards Feltram. He kicks the ball back towards, it looks like, we'll just get his number, this Weeroona Bay player. It looks like Bownaves, Lee Bownaves. And he'll go in short towards a terribly directed kick, which was meant for his younger brother Bownaves, but it was intercepted by Argent. Clever knock by Carmody to Fitzgibbons. Now there's some space in Roopena. Big Milne, who's had a pretty fair game. Not the best of kicks, Paul Milne, but it goes towards Damien Head. Cleverly across towards Bjorn Free, and I really believe that's where, if Roopena do lose this game, they can blame their run into the forward line. They've wasted opportunities running into their forward lines, and that was just another case. Bjorn Free should have really made a better fist of it than that. But however, that is grand final football. The pressure's out there. And the captain of the Weeroona Bay side, Adam Collins will bring the ball back into play. He goes out towards the outer side, towards the Davis direction, and well, it goes off hands towards, looks like Weeroona Bay player who's grabbed high, and 50 metres. Terrible, undisciplined football. Looks like Adam Bownaves And some terribly undisciplined football there from Richard Coyne from Roopena. Adam Balnays will take the kick at the true centre wing position. Goes in short, not a good kick towards Petrohelis. A lot of pressure on Petrohelis. He throws a slipper at it, misses. A quick handball out towards Milne. Milne cleverly across to Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons across towards Coyne. This is a better build-up from Roos. He has a bounce, puts it onto his right foot towards the Mark Scheid direction. And Big Scheidey, well, he spills what he should have taken, but he wheels onto that left foot and pops it through. And that's exactly what the Roos need, Bobby Brereton.
Yeah, he dropped what he should have taken there, but he made amends, and that was good recovery by Mark Scheidey. He's a very agile player for a big bloke. He is a big fella, but excellent, good work there. And it started back in the centre of the ground with some good build-up. We eventually landed with Richard Coyne, who sent it into the square, and the boys capitalised, which was good. Well done, Roopena boys. Score 8-5 at the 11-minute mark. Roopena 8-5. Weeroona Bay a 5-goal one, and waiting on umpire Sleep back in the middle of the ground to set play up again. Up it goes. Fitzgibbons, again, beaten by Wise in the ruck. Wingfield eventually gets his boot to ball out in the Richard Coyne direction, who made a contest out of it, but then lost his footing. Picked up by Petrohelis. Over here to Feltram. Feltram dropped what he should have taken. Ettrich has been steamrolled in the back, and she's probably unlucky not to get a free kick there. The Weeroona Bay boys through Paul Davis now. Kicking it forward to their half-forward position. And Bergen, young Bergen, if this is Link Bauno. So we're calling him wrong all day, but it's because we've been following the footy budget as printed. So well done, Mal Russell. Mal Russell has applied the pressure and has incurred a free kick down the ground. And it will be taken by Jeremy Matthews at the true centre wing position. He'll be looking for Richard Coyne. In it goes to the half-forward line. Coyne will contest. Free stay down. But the Roopena lads lacking a few runners there. Picked up again by Jeremy Matthews. And another late free kick picked up by Paul Milne to Roy Argent, the captain. All Roy has to do is pick it up. And once he picks it up, he'll have a shot on goal in the Mark Scheidey direction. Holds his footing. And unfortunately for Mark, Collins of Weeroona Bay has come in over the top, Adam Collins, and seen it through for a minor score. So the score moves on for Roopena, 8-6 to Weeroona Bay, 5-1.
Adam Collins to bring the ball back in at the 13-minute mark, 8-6 to 5-1. Game starting to hot up here at Bennett Oval. Out towards the outer side, towards the Paul Good direction. He punches the ball clear. The ball's fed out towards a Weeroona Bay player in Patak. He was held, I thought, but the ball goes to Damien Head. He lines up the goals, has a pop towards goals, and Bjorn Free has not been paid that mark. You can speculate whether he should have been. Maybe it was a good decision. Coyne picks it up, one grab. He's well tackled by Weeroona Bay defenders, and that was a good tackle applied by Andrew Wise there for the Weeroona Bay side. Getting desperate out there now. The Bays are behind by close to 4 goals, 3-5. As umpire Donnie Clark prepares to throw the ball back in. No one wins the contest. The ball runs free. It's picked up by Wilson. Wilson goes towards the centre of the ground, but it's all Roopena. Well, they all miss it, though. Bad football from Roopena. It's left to McGuinness to try to mop it up. But in comes number 13, which is Lee Balnaves. He's under the pump, though. Goes towards back to McGuinness. Now there's a bit of space towards Paul Good. Paul Good gets control of the football. Wheels onto his right foot. Sells the dummy to perfection, chips it in short to Carmody. Carmody across with a handball in the direction of Head. It's a bad handball, ill-directed. Gives the Taylor the run of the ball for the Bays, but a good tackle is applied and the ball will go out of bounds in the true forward pocket position for the Roopena Football Club, right in front of their fanatical supporters over there.
In it comes. Rucks at it again. No clear tap one there. Weeroona Bay through Taylor now with his left foot. And has found his player there on the 50-metre line in the right forward pocket for Roopena. He kicks now inboard. A bit of a scrubby-looking kick. First at the ball was Sean McGuinness. He's got the ball still in front of him. A big bump through there from the Weeroona Bay player, and unfortunately for him, has done himself more damage than he did the Roopena player. and has yet to get off the ground. Up he gets, limps away. Looks like Todd Petrohilis. Yes, doesn't look well there. Up the rucks go again. Andy Wise doing really well in ruck today. He's winning quite a few of the taps. And it leads Dale Wilson over the boundary line in front of the half-forward flank, right-hand side. In it comes. Again, Andy Wise, clear knock to Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons kick around the corner. And again, found the boundary line about 20 metres further towards the Roopena goal.
Thanks, Bob. And the ball is over on the half-forward flank position for Roopena. It's been a good quarter for the Roos. And I don't like the look of Todd Petrohilis. This could end up to be a war of attrition. They've called for the stretcher for Todd Petrohilis. He's in a bit of strife there, Todd. He's an old-timer for the Weeroona Bay side. He's played a lot of good football, Todd. He's also a soccer player, so it's very tragic that he's hurt himself in that heavy clash with a Roopena player just a while ago. And Sean McGuinness comes off for Roopena also, and Travis Jackson gets his first run of the afternoon. So there's a bit of a break in proceedings here whilst the stretcher comes out and the injured player will be ferried from the ground. But Rob, the breeze today, what do you think? It will favour what? I can't really pick what end it's favouring. It seems to be favouring the Mount Laura end more so than the, let's say, the Westlands end of the ground.
Yeah, clearly in the under-15 game this morning it was favouring the Southern or Viscount Slim end of the ground, but it has swung around, and although it's not blowing goal to goal, it would be favouring the scoreboard pocket. So the end at which Roopena are kicking to at the moment would have some advantage, but I don't believe it's anything substantial. Both teams have shown they can kick goals at either end of the ground, so I don't see the breeze as being a major factor. And let's do hope. It's coming over slightly overcast, but I think the rain might stay away. Let's hope it does. Scattered showers were forecast. And as we look down, it's always a tragic sight to see a footballer carried from the ground with looks like what could be a very nasty leg injury, lower ankle injury. But however, at the 17-minute mark of this Reserves Grand Final, it's Roopena 8-6, holding their own at this stage against Weeroona Bay. But the Bays, they certainly are not out of this game. They have the potential to split this game open in a matter of 5 or 6 minutes with that run-on style. They are quite capable of playing. So it's 8-6 to Weeroona Bay 5-1 at the 17-minute mark. And we'll now get the game underway once again. And what a familiar sight that is. Chookie Hill catering to an injured player, one of the legends of the Weeroona Bay Football Club, Chookie Hill. And there's Johnny Matt, one of the great clubmen of the Weeroona Bay Football Club, as the ball gets back into play, and it will go straight out, and there'll be another throw-in over on the outer side of the ground. Fitzgibbons versus Andrew Wise. It's been an interesting clash all day. Honours about even at this stage. And that's a poor kick under pressure, and Roopena will get the kick at about the centre wing position, and it's Wingfield. Wingfield goes across towards Milne, the Milne direction, but in goes, it looks like, was it Damien Patuk? I can't pick that player from here, but the ball goes towards Matthews. He sat upon, very close to holding the ball, very lucky. Maybe the umpire was unsighted. Wilson gets a handball across to Dempsey. Dempsey to Armstrong. Armstrong on that familiar left leg of his goes in towards the centre half forward position. But he read that play well. He read that ball well, Robbie McKenzie. He's had a pretty fair game on Jeff McLean back there. Out towards the centre wing position. Paul Good tries to get off the ground. Towards Wilson, he fumbles the ball under immense pressure towards Matthews. Matthews towards Wingfield, and hasn't he added a bit of spark around the ground? Good handball to Carmody. Carmody gets the ball in towards the centre half forward position where Bjorn Free will do battle with Taylor. Good spoil by Taylor. Brings the ball towards Patuk. In chips Feltron, it looks like. Goes towards Free. Bjorn Free has a run of the football. Coyne wheels in on his left foot. Good football from Coyne. And he gets a hurried left foot towards the side direction, and he can't mark, and the ball's fisted through very well by Andy Wise. Okay, Robbie, back to you. Gee, Andy Wise has covered some ground today. He's clearly almost the best big man on the ground, and he's not only keeping up with all the ruck contests, but he's getting back in defence and covering Mark Scheide as well. Here comes Adam Collins, kicking in, favours the outer side to... looks like Paul Davis, strong mark overhead in opposition to young Nielsen. Klinger Dempsey ends up with the ball. Now it ends up with Bownose. Bownose has slipped as he kicks it. Keegan Aylett dropped what he should have taken. And now Weeroona Bay are going to have an easy opportunity here through Bownose again. Kicks on the southern goal, straight through the middle. And Roopena can thank a couple of mistakes there for letting Weeroona Bay in, because they had clear control of the ball, and unfortunately for them were unable to repel the attack. So this takes Weeroona Bay now onto 7-1, trailing Roopena 8-7 at almost three-quarter time here in the 1997 Reserves Grand Final. Ruck's at it again. Andy Wise again, clear winner in the direction of Roy Argent, the captain. Hesitated, went back inboard, got his kick smothered, and eventually it stacks on the mill, and the umpire has no hesitation but to call the bounce once again. Up the ball goes. Fitzgibbons clearly in the back of Andy Wise, and Andy Wise has picked up yet another free kick in the ruck infringement. Across to Paul Davis with a handball into centre half forward, but Mal Russell, who's playing a absolute pearl of a game today, repels yet another attack, kicks out in the Travis Jackson direction. He's under a bit of pressure. Eventually the ball ends up with Bownaves there just outside 50. Mal Russell again having to defend. Went to Jeff McLean. He dropped what he should have taken. Now it's play on. Could have another chance here, though. Handballs across to Bownaves. Bownaves weaving, ducking and diving. Eventually gets it through to McLean. McLean has a shot on goal. It's not going to make the distance, but it's going to be clearly marked by Derek Seawick. Great overhead mark. And one of the strengths of Derek Seawick is his overhead marking. He's not confident in taking on a shot, so he's passed the ball out. To a Weeroona Bay player who I'll tell you it is when he turns around. Jason Verhoef. Jason Verhoef should have absolutely no trouble in putting this one through. He's certainly within kicking range. However, his accuracies have left him a little bit on that occasion. He went to the right, and that's where the ball stayed. So, at the 23-minute mark of this third quarter, Roopena 8-7, leading Weeroona Bay 6-2. The scoreboard has just been corrected. They had an extra goal to Weeroona Bay previously. Long kick out to the centre wing. Nobody taken advantage of that. Across to Clinton Dempsey. Clinton Dempsey now kicking into the true centre forward position. And Verhoef again takes a good mark. And this time makes up for his previous inaccuracy and kicks it through to take Weeroona Bay on a 7-2, trailing Roopena 8-7.
Well, Jason Verhoef made amends for his earlier miss, and he is a quality footballer, Jason, and it's all here this afternoon. And this game is far from over. Roopena at the 23-minute mark of the third quarter. They've just got their noses in front, 8-7. Play 7-2, and I guess for Harry Marks it's going to be a long last quarter, because Roopena have never ever won a premiership in the reserves grade yet.
Okay, ball's at it. In the centre, Mal Russell coming through. Failed to take the ball with him. Now it's knocked out in the Clinton Dempsey direction. He's kicked it out to Feltrin. Feltrin now found Bownaves with a good pass. He's ducked around on the mark, handballed the ball away, but unfortunately has been tackled late, and the ball will come back and Bownaves will have another shot. Sean Hannon standing the mark. The umpire there allowed him to kick across the mark and has found Bownaves at true centre half forward position, I'd say 30 metres from goal. Angle really nothing to worry about. And if he can kick straight, should make this another major to the Weeroona Bay team. Not a good kick off the boot. However, it's not over yet, because there's a big mark in the pack. No, it's play on. And the ball eventually gone over the line for a throw-in at the 25-minute mark of this third quarter. In it comes. Rucks to it. Knocked further into the pocket by the two ruckmen. Ball's fed out to Clinton Dempsey. Clinton Dempsey now. Good pass across to the centre half forward position and found Paul Davis. Paul Davis now wheels around on the right foot, finds Mackenzie in front. He will repel the ball with an excellent kick. It's gone all the way to the centre wing. Found Richard Coyne, who's wandered down from his position. Unfortunately for him, was caught holding the ball, but it didn't matter because the siren has sounded for three-quarter time. With the scores, Roopena 8 goals 7, leading only marginally now by 1 goal 5. Weeroona Bay 7 goal 2. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the exciting last quarter of this 1997 grand final.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the start of this last quarter here at Bennett Oval in the Reserves Grand Final for 1997. Roopena, well, they hold a slender 11-point lead. The ball's put into motion by umpire Sleep. Wise gets the ball towards Wingfield. Wingfield gets a hurried kick in the direction of Coyne and Adams. No one gets possession of it. Vinnie Fitzgibbons has the run. He can't control it. Ailiff gets in. Strong work from Keegan Ailiff, and he sees Bjorn Free in the open. Free has the ball right on 50, kicks the ball in towards Scheid for Roopena, and Scheid, well, it's play on, and Big Scheid gets his hands on the ball. He's still got it, and that is a beautiful goal from the big man. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Roos. That now takes their lead out to 17 points. And boy, that was wonderful football there from Bjorn Free first, and initially Keegan Ailiff was the mastermind behind that goal. But it took a lot of hard work for Mark Scheid. Missed the mark, then he butted up on the ground, and then swung onto his left boot and put it right through the middle. And that's exactly what Roopena need. They now go to 9 goals 7 to Weeroona Bay 7 goal 2. And at this stage of the game, I don't know who you'd tip. I'm going for the Roos. Ball's back up again. Wise wins a good tap. Goes towards Wingfield once again. He goes towards Balnaves. Balnaves can't take it. Wingfield can't take it. A handball towards Davis, and that's a hurried kick, and Sean McGuinness does the mopping up for Roopena, and the game is really lifted in momentum now. The ball goes towards Paul Good. He gets a hurried kick, but it's going to go straight towards the big bloke in Wise. He gets a handball towards Adam Collins, puts him under a bit of pressure, but he gets it towards, it looks like that player in Balnaves. He feeds the ball towards Paul Davis, and there's a bit of a melee behind play, and that looks a pretty good effort too. That's also a goal, but touched on the line. It's touched on the line, and the lads should concentrate more on playing football behind the play here than worrying about fighting. There's a grand final here to be won. And Roopena fullback Mark McKenzie will bring the ball back into play. Gee, that was a good save by Hannon. Then he touched the ball right on the line. Out towards the Keegan Ailiff direction. He's felled. That should have been a straight-out free kick, in my opinion. McGuinness gets possession of the ball, goes towards centre wing in the Coyne direction, but the ball will go right out of bounds, right in front of the Roopena bench. And umpire Timmy Clark will throw the ball back in. Milne does battle with Wise. Milne wins it towards the boundary. Coyne comes in. Armstrong's in there. Wise is in there. And there's so much pressure. It's a good decision to bounce the ball up right in front of the Roopena bench once again. At the 2-minute mark of this last quarter, Wise gets it towards Balnaves. Balnaves towards Verhaar. Verhaar cleverly towards Armstrong in some space. Armstrong wheels onto his left boot, kicks towards the McLean direction, but it's punched away by Mackenzie. But the Weeroona Bay player, that's a head-high tackle. I can't understand that one. But anyway, McLean has the ball, and he kicks it. He centres the ball towards the old-timer in Klinger Dempsey, and Dempsey will take the mark about 55 metres out. Bangs it towards the old-timer once again in Seawick. And, gee, that was nearly a mark or a free kick. I totally agree with that decision. What did you think, Robbie?
Yeah, clear obstruction there. Roy tended to watch the player a bit rather than the ball. So it's the correct decision. Seawick now will kick on the northern goal. Well within range. And Derek's having a big day out today. Marking well and kicking straight. Another goal to Weeroona Bay. Takes him on to 8 goals 3. Trailing Roopena at the 3-minute mark, 9 goals 7.
Roopena have to respond to that, Rob.
Yeah, if they're going to stay in this game, they need to answer every one of the challenges that the Weeroona Bay team put up. And they've been able to do it thus far. Okay, umpire sleep. Up the ball goes. Milne and Wise contest the ruck. No clear winner there. Milne butters up again. And the ball ends up on the bottom of the pack. And umpire sleep will call it up for another bounce. Almost in the exact position where he's just thrown it up. Up it goes again. Milne, Andy Wise, picked up by Aleph. Aleph across to Paul Good. Young Bownaves has got clear possession of the ball but lost his footing. Picked up by Richard Carmody. And unfortunately for Richard, he's been a bit slow in getting rid of the ball. And a free kick. Good tackle by Clinton Dempsey. Passes the ball off to Paul Davis between the centre square and the 50-metre circle. Bit of poor defensive work there by Roopena as Clinton Dempsey wanders just down to the 50-metre line. Now another pass across to Bownose. The Roopena defence is under a bit of pressure here, but fortunately for them has been marked by Sean Hannon on the last line of defence. Just waiting on Hannon to return the ball into play. Here it comes. It's gone to the 50-metre mark, and Keegan Aleph has got front spot there and taken an easy chest mark. Here goes the kick. Not a pretty-looking kick, but it's covered a bit of distance. Nielsen now has got control of the ball, feeds it out. The Weeroona Bay player has got possession. Now goes across to Bownaves. Bownaves has received a free. In the umpire's opinion, he handballed the ball out and was tackled after the event. So he will take a free kick just on 50. Acute angle in the right forward pocket. He passes the ball in. Nobody was able to take the mark. Handball out now to Bownose. Bownose from close in should have perhaps done better than that. Unfortunately for him and Weeroona Bay, has gone to the right-hand side for a minor. Takes the score to 8-4, trailing Roopena 9-7 at the 6-minute mark.
Thanks, Bob. Well, the Roos are run right under the pump now. This is going to test their character. The Bays are making a charge. The score at the 6-minute mark is Roopena 9-7, Weeroona Bay 8-4. And that should be a free kick to Sean McGuinness, well over the shoulder. Nothing stupid. We've got possession of the football, boys. And he'll go back and take his kick at the half-back flank position, grandstand side. And Roopena have got to get more numbers around the ball. He goes towards the Argent Milne direction. Ball's punched clear, and Boy Argent wins himself a free kick in the middle of the pack. And he'll take the ball just in front of the Roopena bench. The game being pretty well umpired today by umpires Marshall and Sleep. Argent goes towards centre wing, towards the Richard Coyne direction. Coyne takes a well-judged mark over Adam Collins. That looked like a true mark to me. Gets onto that left foot, goes in long towards the Damien Head position, and Damien Head takes another fine mark under a lot of pressure from young Patuk. And it would be lovely if Roopena could get a goal out of this saute forward. Looking for his options up forward. Shide is covered, but he decides to go in short to the unchecked Ettridge, and that was a wonderful pass by Damien Head. And if Michael Ettridge is ever going to kick a more valuable goal for the club, it will be right now. This is a valuable goal. This will stretch the lead out to, well, just wait for Robbie the mathematician. 15 points. This is a very crucial shot for goal. And I do like the look of it. And he's popped it through. I like the look of it. Yes, that was a valuable goal, Bobby Breer.
Excellent all around. Good pass into Michael Ettridge. Michael Ettridge probably, if you're a betting man, you probably wouldn't bet a lot of money on that shot for goal, but he's done the right thing, and well done, Michael. So Roopena now stretched the lead out to 15 points at the 8-minute mark. By no means home and hose at this stage, but one that just gives them a little bit more of a breathing space, and important goal for the Roopena team at this stage. Waiting on umpire Marshall. Up the ball goes. In goes Milne and Wise. Milne won the tap, but was picked up by Paul Davis of Weeroona Bay. But unfortunately, his kick's been marked by Mal Russell of Roopena, who's played an excellent game on the halfback flank. Looking for his options, coming inboard to the centre of the ground, and unfortunately for Roopena, was unable to be marked by Keegan Aliff. It's hit the deck. Verhoef feeds the ball out to Armstrong. Armstrong now on his left foot will go down the middle corridor looking for Seawick or McLean, and it's big Derek Seawick in the middle of the pack. Puts the big arms up and takes a well-judged mark under a lot of pressure. And Derek Seawick within range, straight in front, and could add another one to his personal tally, and one to Weeroona Bay. Off the boot, looks very good. The umpire doesn't move. Thank you very much. 2 fingers and takes Weeroona Bay to 9-goal 4, trailing Roopena 10-goal 7, back to a 9-point lead to the Roopena team.
Yes, and the game far from over here at Bennett Oval here. The Bays, well, they never say die, and this is a true indication of that. They're only 9 points down, 2 straight kicks away from taking the lead from Roopena, and Roopena have led all day today, but they cannot silence Weeroona Bay. And that was a great mark by Derek Seawick. He took a fine grab there in the middle of the pack. Ball goes back into play once again. Wise gets the ball out towards Ettridge. Ettridge for Ropena's had a fair game on his wing. Gets a check side reverse pass towards a Weeroona Bay player, and that doesn't look very good at all. That lad could be hurt. I think it's Troy Taylor. The game's been called up. It looks like Adam Collins, sorry. And the lad's not too good at all there. He collided with his own player, and it really has been a... might just be winded, hopefully. And however, Armstrong has the ball on the centre wing position. Looks for options up forward, goes towards the McGuinness direction, but in chips number 28 for the Bays, which is Matthew Smith. He goes in high towards an ugly pack, but Carmody mops up for Roopena, goes towards McGuinness and Seawick. Seawick's fisted forward cleverly towards McLean, and that should be a straight out free kick. I can't get over those decisions. Straight out head high. Maybe a bit of staging. Maybe I'm a long way away up here. Maybe nothing in it. Towards Fitzgibbons. He's under pressure by Seawick. He goes boundary, and very luckily the ball just gets kicked inside the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in at about the half-back flank position for the Roopena Football Club. Right on 50 metres out from the goals for the Bays. Milne takes the ball from the boundary throw-in. Seawick's in there working hard, or Andy Wise was rather in there working hard. And at the 11-minute mark of the Reserves Grand Final, it's Roopena by 9 points, 10-7, plays 9 goals 4 in what has been a very entertaining game. And can Harry Marks be the first coach in the history of the Roopena Football Club to secure a premiership in that grade? The ball's knocked down. Milne gets a handball to Hannon. Hannon gets it towards Good, but it goes towards Armstrong. Good loses his feet. Goes towards Paul Davis with a brilliant smother, and he's biffed in the head also in the process. It was Shannon Nilsson. Goes towards number 38. He can't control it. Nigel Morgan's in there. Wilson picks it up, gets onto his left foot, goes towards the Weeroona Bay player, and it drops what he should have taken, Jeff McLean. He's set upon brilliantly by the Roopena defence. The ball's now knocked clear towards Mackenzie. He's played a good game back there. A beautiful kick out to Michael Ettridge. He's got an absolute paddock, has one bounce, has another bounce, looking for options up forward. He keeps carrying the ball. He draws the player, chips it over. It's not a real good kick, but Bjorn Free, it goes straight towards the Weeroona Bay football. That was a wasted opportunity once again in the forward line for Roopena, and if they do lose this game, Roopena, they can blame those wasted opportunities in the forward line, Robbie Brea.
Yeah, they should have done much better with that. That was a clear 2-on-1 situation, but unfortunately the disposal was not good enough, and Weeroona Bay done well here and forced a bounce up inside 50 in the left forward pocket for Roopena. Rucks at it, and the ball now finds itself out of bounds for a throw-in in the same position. In it comes. Up goes Coyne. Ball comes to the deck. Bjorn Free lays a good tackle there on the Weeroona Bay defender. Richard Coyne in there again, but unable to do anything constructive with it. And we're in for another throw-in. In it comes. Rucks at it. Troy Taylor there, dispossessed by Richard Coyne. And the ball again finds itself over the boundary line for yet another throw-in. Okay, ball up to centre wing. Roopena there, 3-2. Picked up by Nielsen. Nielsen now his little chip pass and found Michael Ettridge. Michael Ettridge now another chip pass, looking for Richard Coyne. A bit of pressure from behind there, unable to take the mark. And again, the ball out of bounds for a throw-in. On the left forward pocket for the Roopena team. Heading to the Viscount Slim Avenue end in this final quarter. 14-minute mark, still leading by 9 points. In comes Keegan Ailiff. He's got the ball in front of him. Ball goes down into a fairly ugly sort of a pack. And umpire Sleep has called yet another bounce. Just outside 50 for Roopena. Paul Milne and Andy Wise going at it. The ball comes out to Keegan Ailiff, unable to do anything with it. Eventually goes to Michael Ettridge, who was legged clearly there, but the umpire didn't see it. And now we have a free kick to Paul Milne. Milne to Paul Good, but he's been marked over the top by Clinton Dempsey. His kick down to the wing. Looks like Bownos. He's gone inboard. Here's Clinton Dempsey. Good tackle put on the Roopena player there. Fed out to Derek Seawick. Seawick pushed after disposal. Relayed free kick down the ground. And the Weeroona Bay player there in Dale Wilson. Left footer into the centre square, into the 50-metre circle. Big pack forms. Mackenzie's mopping up, and Mackenzie's mopped up all day. And more importantly with Mackenzie, every kick he's kicked today has found its mark. And yet again finds Michael Ettridge on that far half-back flank. Kicks down to the centre wing. Big leap by a Weeroona Bay player there. Socket off the ground. And back to where it came from with Michael Ettridge to repeat the whole thing again. Left footer. Up it goes again. Paul Milne, the big bloke. Neither could take the mark. Weeroona Bay player there takes control. Kicks back into Clinton Dempsey in the centre of the ground. He's got a paddock to work in. He'll make sure of this kick. He's a great kick of the football. Found its mark, but unfortunately the Weeroona Bay player couldn't do anything with it. Goes across to Seawick. Seawick now kicks yet another goal for the Weeroona Bay team, which takes them to 10-4, trailing Roopena 10-7, and 3-point margin. And the Roopena lads, if they go down today, they can thank a lot of mistakes that they've made at the crucial times, because they clearly had possession and opportunities to dispel that attack, but made the mistake at the crucial time, let Weeroona Bay in. But that's football. Back to the centre, umpire Sleep, ready to throw it up again. 17 minutes of the final term, 3 points in it. Roopena leading just by the slender margin. Up it goes. Up goes Milne and Wise. Wise gets the tap. Backhander. Keegan Ailiff now comes out with the ball. Handballed out to Wingfield. Mucking around with the ball here, Roopena. And they eventually lose it. Over to Andy Wise. And now it goes. Mal Russell now is going to repel. Out to the centre wing. And Ettridge now has been paid a free for hanging on, although he possibly was going to take the mark nonetheless. So Michael Ettridge on centre wing. Played an outstanding game today. Not a lot of options up forward at this stage. Not a lot of movement. Chip kick into the centre half forward. And Paul Milne sticks the big hands up in the air and takes a very crucial mark at this time of the game. Here he kicks into centre half forward. Damon Head needs to take a grab here, and takes a good grab under a lot of pressure. But he's outside. If he's too far out, the breeze has gone right round to the south. They'll be kicking into the teeth of the breeze here. Good long kick. Mark Shotty needs to take a grab here, otherwise... in fact, he doesn't have to take a mark. He's got the front position. He's been hung on to. And Mark Shotty will take a free kick. Within 20 metres of goal, 45-degree angle. And the distance won't be a problem. It'll just be a matter of the accuracy. And this, if Mark Shorty can nail this one, that'll give Roopena just a little bit of breathing space, which they desperately need at this stage of the game. Waiting on Shorty. Taking plenty of time. There it goes. Up through the high diddle. Outstanding bit of team play there with Damon Head. Couple of great grabs. Paul Milne first, Damon Head second. And that takes him out to a bit of a breather space now with 9 points. 19-minute mark. And Roopena now need to play same style of game. Attacking football out of the centre. Weeroona Bay need to do the same for them as well. Down the middle corridor if they've got a chance of snatching this game. But it's at 19-minute mark. 9 points in it. Up it goes. Wise got the free. Gets the tap, rather. To Wingfield. Wingfield palms it out. Out to Nilsson. Nilsson has a bit of a wobbly-looking kick down to Coyne. Ball's out in the open. Jeremy Matthews was first at it. And he's been buried by a whole heap of Weeroona Bay players. And umpire Sleep has decided that he should ball it up. Here it is, 20-minute mark of the final term. Rucks at it again. Won by Milne. Straight to Damon Head. And fortunate kick has landed on the chest of Richard Coyne. Outside 50. I'd say too far out. So he's going to pass off, looking for Shidey. But unfortunately for Roopena, they've got very, very poor support there. And Weeroona Bay will run it out quite easily. And it's going to land on Seawick's chest. Seawick now. Left foot. Down into the vacant space. Mark McKenzie missed probably what he should have taken. And the umpire has now paid a free kick for hanging on. But unfortunately for Weeroona Bay, the player can't play on. The umpire's blown time and has caught him round on the mark. So we're waiting on Wayne Rogers. Buck Rogers, been off the ground for a while. Big screw punt into the forward area. Mark McKenzie mopped up yet once again. Long raking kick out into the back flank area and beaten all players over the boundary line for a throw-in outside 50 on the true half-back right position for the Weeroona Bay team. In it comes. Rucks at it. Keegan Aliff over the top. Palms the ball off to Nilsson. Nilsson has kicked it down, but has been held up by Adam Collins. Or Troy Taylor. Troy Taylor, I think it is. So Troy will go back and take his kick. Here he comes inboard into the centre. But Michael Ettrich was in the way there of Clint Dempsey. Sean McGuinness, though, keeps palming the ball forward. Doing very well there. Well shepherded by Damon Head. The ball just won't sit for him. Now it does. And now it stacks on the mill. On the true half-forward position for Roopena. And that was some outstanding work by Sean McGuinness. He's run that ball about 3 kicks worth down the ground and has carried it probably some 80 metres. Rucks won by Paul Milne, but unfortunately for him, it's just tapped it straight to the Weeroona Bay player. He's found Paul Davis. Paul Davis kicks down to Derek Seawick. Derek Seawick unable to take the mark. And it's been marked now by Keegan Aliff at the true centre wing position in front of the grandstand. Slowing play down a little bit. A lot of tired players out there. It's quite obvious with their with their leg speed that they're finding things a bit tough going at this stage of the game. Big screw pump by Clinton Dempsey. Punch forward by Roopena. Handball over to Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers now has probably should have made better of that. Our Derek Seawick on his own in the square. Could have popped the handball over, but had his shot for goal instead. And unfortunately for him, has gone to the left-hand side for a minor. Takes Weeroona Bay to 10-5, trailing Roopena 11-7 at the 23-minute mark of the final quarter. Mackenzie kicks the ball back into play again. Another beautiful kick of the ball and a great mark taken by Balnoves in the front position. Balnoves now kicking back into the square. And a great mark has been taken by, looks like Buck Rogers pulling himself up out of the bottom of the pack there. Yes, it is. Wayne Rogers, number 15, 15 metres out. 45 degree maybe, not quite. And has made an absolute mess of that. Gone to the right-hand side. And there's the siren to signal the end of the grand final. And Roopena have come up with grand final number 3, winning by 7 points. And the jubilation is just unbelievable. Sensational effort by these lads. Clearly the underdogs going into this grand final, but have led all day. Led from start to finish, and an outstanding effort. Well done, lads. Plenty of jubilation here in the centre of the ground. First premiership for the seconds team in the history of the Roopena Football Club. And they're a very happy bunch of campers out there right now.
Well, what are we doing? We still on? Are we still on there, Army? Well, that is history in the making for the Roopena Football Club, folks. That is Harry Marks will now write himself into the history books at Roopena. The first ever seconds coach to achieve a premiership at Roopena in their 28-year history, or 28-year history. So, well, Robbie Baird, a fantastic achievement from the lads. It's been a long time coming. 28 years in the making for a reserves premiership. What do you think, Rob?
Well, that is. It speaks for itself. That's outstanding. And I'll tell you what, it was touch and go. There were times where I didn't feel overconfident. I thought the boys had made just the odd mistake too many, and it may have cost them in the end, but they rallied at the right time and came back, and they've done very well. This is an outstanding effort.
And, of course, we must pay tribute to Weeroona Bay. They were fantastic in defeat. They just fought like a tiger all day, and commiserations, Peter Mills, on your you didn't get 4 grand finals or 4 flags, but you've got your lads into 4 consecutive grand finals for 3 premierships, and that is a wonderful a performance from Peter Mills and his side just to achieve that. And once again, they were fantastic in defeat, Weeroona Bay. They gave it their all. And I'll tell you what, in those last 5 or 6 minutes, they had their chances to win the game, but it was their turn just to falter in front of goals. So I guess that in the end, in the wash-up, they probably had their opportunities, Bob, but they didn't seal them up forward.
Yeah, well, I guess both sides, whoever was going to lose the game probably could have said the same, that maybe the mistakes in front of goal at the end of the day did prove costly, probably for certainly for Weeroona Bay in this stage. But had Roopena lost, their mistakes in front of goal would have been costly for them too. So. But the boys are giving the Weeroona Bay supporters a bit up on the hill, so there's a bit of good banter going on here. But I guess it's the old saying, Jock, you know, winners are grinners and the losers can please themselves. Yeah,
basically, but I won't get involved in that sort of recriminations, Bob. It's just been a fantastic game, and I totally enjoyed it. And whether Roopena did win or lose, I really did enjoy that reserves grand final. Just 2 committed clubs, toe-to-toe. You had the old-timers for the Weeroona Bay, the Seawecks, the Paul Davises, those lads in the twilight of their career. Jason Verhalf, keep on mentioning Armstrong. I thought it was pretty good all day. Splint Cowan was out there. Splint Cowan, get it right, Robert. It was Klinger Dempsey, and all those boys. They gave all for their club and their jumper. And likewise, it was a younger Roopena team, and in the end, that might have just told the fresher legs around the packs. But boy, you could not criticise Weeroona Bay one bit on their performance today. And we'll come back later on with some best players.
Very, very good competitors and made a good game of it today. Over the day in the reserves today belongs to the Roopena Football Club. Congratulations to the Roopena Football Club. I'd like to ask the Captain Roy Argent and Coach Harry Martin to come out and receive the finishing shield and pennant. Something special today with this new shield. This shield was actually designed by Peter Anstey, one of the directors of the league. We'd like to thank him very much for it. It's got the whole history of the WHYALLA Football League Reserves competition on it. And the WHYALLA Football League have named this shield the Harry Hawkins Shield in honour of the work that Harry Hawkins has done when he was president of the WHYALLA Football League. So for the first time, we take great pleasure in presenting the Harry Hawkins Shield to the Roopena Football Club. Paul Mills and Harry Hawkins for getting up here. Thanks a lot.